Hello and welcome. In the previous lecture, you checked the definition of the Kubernetes services for the REST API server. In this lab, you will create the Kubernetes services to expose the REST API server. Let's get started. You can find a PDF file with the full list of the commands you will run under the resources attached to this lab. Please download this PDF now and keep it handy to help you with typing the commands for this lab. We created a replica set in the previous lab which maintains a stable set of 3 pods serving the REST API. Now it is time to create a Kubernetes service as a single entry point in front of the pods. The service will also load balance the requests to the pods. Launch your terminal and make sure you are at the Fibonacci sample/k8 directory. Run this command to create the node port and the cluster IP services. Two services have been created. Run this command to get a list of the services. The list shows that we have a node port service with the name Fibonacci backend NPS exposed on host port 370. There is also a cluster IP service with the name Fibonacci backend CS. If you still have the node port service with the name Fibonacci backend pod, which we created in an earlier lab, feel free to delete it as we've just created a new node port service. Run this command to delete that service. Launch this URL in your browser to figure the Fibonacci of 17. The Fibonacci REST API prints the name of the host, which is also the name of the pod. See how this is done in api.py at line 23. We got a response from a pod ending in the ID D45KL. Refresh the link a few times and see the responses coming from the other two pods too. This shows that the node port service is doing the load balancing for us to all the pods in the replica set. Let's do a progress check of the application at this point. In this lab, you have created Kubernetes services to expose the multiple replicas of the REST API server. That's it for this lab. Thank you and see you in the next lecture.